In case you don't know, Netflix One Piece has been a massive success, humongous. People are loving it, so much so that apparently Netflix's One Piece is already facing the quote-unquote Harry Potter problem. It's been over a month since Netflix One Piece went live, and the show is an unmistakable hit. Thanks to its all-star crew, the show managed to bring Eiichiro Oda's rich story to life in a way that wowed fans both new and old. For season 2, there's just so much material to be made based on the show. It's gonna be like Harry Potter though, they're gonna have to do it fast before everybody gets too old, the cinematographer shared with the Direct. Of course, there's no denying the truth to Whitaker's statement. Shows like Stranger Things and even Game of Thrones have run into this issue. When you have a show focused on young characters, there is a time limit on production. That's facts. Like, unless maybe Oda is planning on it. Maybe he wants, the actors to get older because it will reflect One Piece in the ending. You want to finish the project before the stars are obviously too old for the role. For franchises like Harry Potter, the clock was always running against the main cast, as mains were meant to be 17 in canon when it ended. Warner Brothers kept the films on pace as star Daniel Radcliffe was 22 when the movie series ended, but Netflix One Piece is far more complex than Harry Potter in this regard, because there's like 100 million episodes to go. Not only is Oda's hit series much longer than Harry Potter, but his actors are older. For instance, Luffy is about 17 years old in the manga when One Piece starts, and he's 19 after the main time skip. Inaki Godoy, the talented actor who plays Luffy, is already 20. While he may look young, you can imagine the clock is on for One Piece to film, so hopefully the team behind Netflix has a plan in place, which they're gonna have to figure some stuff out, because after a certain point you can only have him look 17 and 19 for so long, like was with the other cast of characters, till eventually it's like, yo dog. But I'm imagining they're gonna have to work it into the canon of like, yo dog, time has passed, so something is going to have to give there, because again, they've already made some changes anyways to the story, so it's not far-fetched to say, yo, you're getting older dog. It happens. Please hit that subscribe button and that bell, I'd greatly appreciate it. In case you don't know, I got an album out right now called The Rise of Tim Roosevelt. You can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever you get your music from. Check it out. Apparently Netflix's One Piece showrunner is down to tackle Spy Family. In case you don't know, Netflix One Piece has been a massive success, humongous. People are loving it, so much so that one of the showrunners is like, yo dog, when am I getting the Spy Family? Which Spy Family gotta be one of the most easiest. Like, if you butcher Spy Family with a live action, what is wrong with you, dog? Like, if they put the same amount of time and care into a Spy Family live action adaptation as they did like One Piece, there's no way you don't nail this. It's simple. It's literally a little girl and a couple, you know what I'm saying? Like, how could you botch that? But there's no denying the success of Netflix's One Piece. While some fans were hesitant of the live action project, the team behind One Piece spared no expense with the Straw Hats. Upon its release, Netflix One Piece topped the streaming services across the globe for weeks, and we have the show's top-notch team to thank. And as for its showrunner, Steve Maeda, well, there is another anime he would like to tackle someday. Speaking with Comic Book, the showrunner behind Netflix's One Piece said he has been chasing after one anime for a bit. Spy Family has sunken his claws into the producer, and Maeda isn't ready to let it go. I love Spy Family so much, it's just wonderful, Maeda said when asked about the anime and his grip on the industry. It's funny you mentioned that one. I've been chasing Spy Family for a while. Of course, there's no firm plans in place for Spy Family to undertake a live action adaptation, but never say never. They're gonna do it. There's no way they won't. It's too popular, and it's such an easy slam dunk at some given point to give it a shot. The anime industry is only growing these days as the medium becomes more popular by the day, with manga sales skyrocketing stateside. Series like One Piece and Spy Family are part of everyday pop culture. The former series has only become more accessible thanks to Netflix's One Piece, and Maeda is most definitely interested in showcasing Spy Family the same way. I think there are many wonderful stories, Maeda told Comic Book when discussing the challenges of adapting anime into live action. It just has been, I think, difficult getting the crossover. Anime really is such a wonderful source material. There are many great manga and anime titles out there that tell these wonderful stories, and they just haven't been tapped yet, and so not every underlining piece of material needs a live action, but boy, it would be amazing to see some of them. Given Maeda's track record, and anime fans are intrigued to hear how Spy Family would fare in real life. But let's relax. Track record, homie. Homie got One Piece off the ground. That's big. I don't know about other stuff. But for the moment, the hit anime has more on its plate. This month will mark the premiere of the show's new season, and that isn't the only thing coming for the Forger clan. Come December, Spy Family's first film is set to debut in Japan, so if you have not taken the chance to binge Spy Family, you can find the anime streaming on Crunchyroll and Hulu. I think I speak for most of us when I say at some given point a Spy Family live action, if it's done correctly, would be pretty freaking awesome. I love the anime. It's very wholesome. It's a cool series, and I think there's, again, just no way you drop the ball on this one, but Aside from One Piece and a select few like the Rurouni Kenshin live actions, we've seen history still tell a different tale that will remain to be seen until the day it happens. Apparently, Netflix's One Piece really impressed Eiichiro Oda with Mr. 7, a character from the One Piece manga. If there was one thing we know about One Piece, it's that messing with Roronoa Zoro is a bad idea. The swordsman is fiercely loyal to his crew, and of course the strange Zoro wields is hard to describe. He is unmatched by all save for Mihawk, and his truth was made clear even as recently as in Netflix's One Piece live action. The adaptation even went so far as showing Zoro's skills against the mysterious Mr. 7, and it turns out the deep cut reference impressed the creator of One Piece, even though I just kind of found it a little odd, but alrighty. Recently, the show's executive producer Steven Maeda said his interest in the manga's first Mr. 7 took Eiichiro Oda off guard. I pitched a lot of ideas to Oda in our first meeting. One was about how to introduce Zoro in an action-based scene to show off what he can do before we meet him in Shellstown. In an old SBS, Oda mentioned that Zoro was previously recruited by Mr. 7 of Baroque's works and killed him in combat. This was exactly what I was working for, something within canon while never actually shown in the manga itself. Oda turned to one of the editors and said, "Did I say that?" The next day I was presented with this drawing. This is the only time Mr. 7 has ever been fully drawn by Oda. He said he was impressed by my knowledge of this world and he liked the idea. Holding on to this felt like I was carrying the Holy Grail, the first of many great conversations and interactions with the man himself, someone I'm honored to call a collaborator and a friend. As you can see above, the artwork of Mr. 7 shows what Mr. 7 looked like in the canon before Zoro took him out. The design was perfectly brought to life in the Netflix adaptation. Okay, so I didn't know that was actually canon and was never shown. That Oda basically said it, but it never was introduced. That's interesting. Zoro's introduction was most definitely a treat to longtime fans who are interested in all the Straw Hats past. So as Netflix's One Piece moves into season 2, we can only hope the show keeps up its top-notch investigation into all things manga, even if Oda remembers the details or not. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that's actually a really dope move to find, like, yo, Oda said this in the SBS, like, even Oda had to say, wait a minute, I said that? What? So shout outs to Steven Maeda for finding that knowledge. We got another announcement. Apparently Luffy is set to soar over the streets of New York City when he makes his debut at the 97th Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. So not only will it be Goku, hopefully they still have the Goku one, I'm just saying, but apparently they're gonna be having a Luffy float, and again, I gotta say that's massively thanks to the Netflix One Piece live action. I think the Netflix One Piece live action was the last piece needed to really making One Piece truly conscious within the mainstream, because even though there was a hardcore following for One Piece, especially in the last, I would say, half a decade of, you know, One Piece fandom or whatnot, it still never really cracked what Naruto and, you know, Bleach had done. And now I think the Netflix live action took it to that next level where people that don't even care about anime and manga are fans of it. So kudos to that. And yeah, if you're gonna be at the Macy's parade, you're gonna see Luffy up in there stretching his way through.
Thought you would have been, wish you would have been. Maybe I was wrong. It was